It's time for us to summarize all the important points that we have studied in this chapter. The first is an algebraic expression of the form fx equal to an into x to the power of n plus an minus 1 into x to the power of n minus 1 and so on up to a1x plus a0, where a0, a1, a2 and so on up to an are constants, is known as a polynomial in variable x. So any algebraic expression of this form where a0, a1, a2 and so on up to an are constants is known as a polynomial in variable x. A polynomial fx equal to an into x to the power of n plus an minus 1 into x to the power of n minus 1 and so on up to a1x plus a0 is of degree n if an is not equal to 0. So if an is not equal to 0, then n becomes the degree of this polynomial. We see here that the highest exponent of x in this expression is n, and so n becomes the degree of this polynomial. A polynomial with one term, two terms and three terms is called a monomial, binomial and trinomial respectively. So any polynomial with one term would be called as monomial, two terms would be called as binomial and three terms would be called as a trinomial. A polynomial of degree 1 is called as a linear polynomial. For example, fx equal to ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0 is a linear polynomial. So any polynomial with degree 1 is known as a linear polynomial. An example of this would be ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0. A polynomial of degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. Thus fx equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0 is the general form of a quadratic polynomial. So any polynomial of degree 2 is known as a quadratic polynomial, and the general form of a quadratic polynomial would be ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. Similarly, a polynomial of degree 3 is called as a cubic polynomial. Thus fx equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equal to 0 is the general form of a cubic polynomial. So any polynomial with degree 3, that is the highest exponent of the variable would be 3, is known as a cubic polynomial. The general form of a cubic polynomial would be ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equal to 0. A polynomial of degree n has n roots. So any polynomial with the degree as n would have n roots. A real number a is a 0 or root of a polynomial fx if f of a is equal to 0. So any real number a would be called as a root or a 0 of a polynomial if f of a is equal to 0. Or in other words, we can say that the value of polynomial at the root or the 0 would be equal to 0. Every real number is a root of 0 polynomial. So 0 polynomial is nothing but 0. So if we put any real value, then we would get the result as equal to 0. So we can say that all the real numbers would be the root of 0 polynomial. A linear polynomial f of x equal to ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0, has a unique root given by x equal to minus b by a. So when x is equal to minus b by a, then fx would be equal to 0. And so x equal to minus b by a would be a root of this polynomial fx, which is equal to ax plus b. If fx is a polynomial with integral coefficients and the leading coefficient is 1, then any integer root of fx is a factor of the constant term. So if we have any polynomial with integral roots such that the leading coefficient is 1, then any integer root of fx would be a factor of the constant term, and this is known as the integral root theorem. The next is remainder theorem. It says that if p of x is any polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1, and if px is divided by the linear polynomial x minus a, then the remainder would be given by p of a, that is the value of the polynomial at x equal to a. So remainder theorem helps us to find the remainder when any polynomial is divided by a linear polynomial x minus a. The next is factor theorem. It says that x minus a is a factor of the polynomial p of x if p of a is equal to 0. Also, if x minus a is a factor of p of x, then p of a must be equal to 0. So simply it says that if p of a is equal to 0, then x minus a would be a factor of p of x. Also, if x minus a is a factor of p of x, then p of a must be equal to 0. Now some of the very important formulas or some of the very important identities are x plus y plus z whole square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy plus 2yz plus 2zx. X plus y whole cube is equal to x cube plus y cube plus 3xy into x plus y. X minus y whole cube would be equal to x cube minus y cube minus 3 times xy into x minus y, and x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz would be equal to x plus y plus z into x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus zx. So these are some of the very important algebraic identities. So this was all about our chapter on polynomials. Polynomials form the very basis of algebra, and so understanding them is very much important for our further studies. So our piece of advice would be, try to practice as many problems as you can on this chapter. And for doubts and queries, you can visit our site. Thank you.